we'll just go ahead and get started now. Tonight we're going to talk about the different products that we have that are specifically for men or specifically for women. All right, well, we'll go over the women's stuff, and then if anybody has any questions, we'll take some questions at the end. So one of the products that I've used actually for years and years is the wild yam cream. Wild yam cream, I was so grateful when somebody told me about that because I used to have such very painful periods that it would just knock me out for a couple days. I would just be in so much pain. And so what this wild yam cream does is it actually helps balance your hormones, and it helps your body to produce the progesterone that it needs. Most women are actually estrogen dominant, so their progesterone levels don't ever raise up comparable to like their estrogen levels like they're supposed to. And the progesterone actually helps prevent things like osteoporosis because too much oxygen pulls calcium out of the bones, and the progesterone can actually put the calcium back into the bones. So one of the hormones that they give to beef cows to fatten them up faster is estrogen. And these estrogen dominants can make it extremely hard to lose weight. So just like it fattens up the cattle, it fattens us up. And the estrogen makes you hold on to your fat, whereas the progesterone actually helps you burn the fat. And because we drink a lot of milk and eat meat from cows that have been fattened up with these estrogens, it actually adds to our estrogen levels. And you've probably noticed that there are a lot of young girls out there that are growing breasts in 4th grade and going into puberty at a very early age. And you've probably noticed also that a lot of men have a lot higher estrogen levels than they should. And it's because we're all getting these unnatural amounts of estrogen in our dairy and meat products. So the wild yam, besides helping to balance our estrogen and progesterone levels, it also has anti-inflammatory and anti-spasmodic properties. So it can be used for relaxing muscles, soothing nerves and relieving pain, menstrual cramps. It helps with flatulence caused by your muscle spasms, for poor circulation and neuralgia. It helps ovarian and uterine pain, and also it can help with some different stages of rheumatoid arthritis and with your intestinal cramping that are from other things. So wild yam can also be beneficial for nervousness, restlessness, and other nervous conditions. And so that's why it kind of helps with other PMS symptoms that you have. And surprisingly, it also can be a stimulant to increase bile flow, and so it can help with things like gallstones and kidney and other gallbladder problems and rheumatic conditions. And the way that you use this is it's just in a jar, and it's a cream, and you take it on your fingers and you rub it into the soft tissue of your body. Each day you can rub it into your chest, your lower abdomen, inner thighs, your buttocks, or your low back. I would just put it on my abdomen and my back, and it helped, and I was just so shocked that there was something that could help with my problems, and it was such a simple solution. So wild yam's also it's long been used for its benefits in female reproductive health, including your PMS and also menopausal symptoms. So it's also known to have therapeutic action on your overall liver health, and it helps. They believe that it also helps to lower your blood cholesterol levels and to lower your blood pressure, and so indirectly helps the liver by increasing its efficiency and reducing stress. We have 2 other products, and they're supplements. They're whole food supplements, and they're called Healthy Woman and Complete Woman. Healthy Woman is for women, for like from young teens up to women that haven't gone through menopause yet and are not in that stage of entering menopause. And then complete woman is for the women that are either going through menopause or have already gone through menopause. And I actually don't recommend either of these supplements for women who are pregnant or breastfeeding. So keep that in mind. Some of these ingredients actually are in both of them. So I'm going to start with a few of the ingredients that are in the complete woman that aren't in the healthy woman. And the complete woman, it helps you with your hot flashes and your night sweats, and it just helps your body deal with all the other changes that it's going through during this time of menopause. And one of the ingredients in Complete Woman is red clover. And what this does is it's been shown to relax the nerves, and so it can be used kind of as a sedative, a mild sedative. It's used for hot flashes, PMS. It helps lower the bad cholesterol, helps prevent osteoporosis, reduces the possibility of forming blood clots and arterial plaques, helps promote breast health, improve urine production, circulation of the blood, and secretion of bile, and it may slow bone loss and even boost bone mineral density. And it's a good source of many valuable nutrients, including calcium, chromium, magnesium, niacin, phosphorus, potassium, thiamine, and vitamin C. Now, even though we don't promote this as like our balanced health, we will tell you that we use that as a multivitamin, and our Sea Garden we generally use as a multimineral. These supplements still have a lot of good minerals and vitamins in them. So they have many benefits besides just the specific benefits for these symptoms. So back to the red clover, it's also considered to be one of the richest sources of isoflavones. So that's a water-soluble chemical that acts like an estrogen, and they're found in a lot of different plants. And they're similar in the shape to the female hormone estrogen. So they may attach to estrogen receptors throughout the body, particularly in the bladder, blood vessels, bones, and heart. And for women with normal estrogen levels, the red clover isoflavones may displace some of the natural estrogens, possibly preventing and relieving the estrogen-related symptoms like your breast pain and your cramping and stuff like that are associated with the PMS. So this effect may also reduce the possibility of developing estrogen-dependent cancer, like the endometriosis and in the lining of the uterus. In addition, results from a review of nearly 1,000 women show that red clover may interfere with an enzyme known to promote the progression of endometrial cancer. So it's also believed that it will help prevent heart disease in several ways, like how it helps with your cholesterol, with your plaques, and all those different things. Another ingredient is sage, and sage, again, is very high in minerals, and it helps to regulate your irregular menstrual flow. Some of its properties are antibacterial, antifungal. It reduces, suppresses, or prevents excessive perspiration and sweating. It's also anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antiseptic, antispasmodic, and it just have so many good properties that help with the painful and uncomfortable problems that you're going through during the menopause time. So it can also help with digestion and a lot of other things. But there's this unpublished preliminary German study with people suffering from excessive perspiration And they actually found that either a dry leaf extract or an infusion of the sage leaf reduced sweating by as much as 50%. So if you know anybody or if you've gone through these symptoms of these night sweats, you just wake up in the night and you're completely soaked. And so this is something that can help alleviate that symptom. And another ingredient is suma. It helps to increase the energy efficiency and oxygenation at the cellular level. And it's said to help with stress, reduce inflammation, and helps to support hormone balance. So some of the uses is it increases energy and stamina. It can increase physical and mental endurance. It balances the systems of the body. It can treat and prevent some types of cancer, treats diabetes, lowers blood sugar, helps reduce the symptoms of menopause, and helps lessen fatigue, helps prevent heart disease, and I mean, just on and on. It'll help with things like your chronic fatigue and inflammation. Again, suma is packed with nutritional value, so it just helps boost your vitamins and mineral levels. And another ingredient is motherwort, and this is used as a cardiac tonic, and it helps to prevent uterine infection. It's especially beneficial for women because it helps with the symptoms of PMS and menopause. It kind of just helps soften those symptoms. It also relaxes the uterine cramping and helps regulate your cycle. And it also helps calm the irritability associated with PMS. It helps with the anxiety and also the hormone shifts. So another thing that it helps with is relieving your heart palpitations, so your arrhythmia. And it's diuretic, so it can help reduce water retention and lower blood pressure. It assists in lowering the blood lipid levels as well, and helps promote a healthy cardiovascular system. Helps with your symptoms of PMS. If it's taken on a regular basis, it can also help improve abnormal menstrual cycles to become more regular. And okay, now those were all ingredients that are just in the Complete Woman. And now I'm just going to give you a few that are in both of the products, both the Complete Woman and the Healthy Woman. And this one is called Vitex, and it's also said to help greatly help with hormonal issues and PMS. Some of the things that it helps with is acne. So if you're a female, you probably are aware that some people get acne during certain times in their cycle. And this is one thing that can help with the acne. And it can help with amenorrhea, which is when your menstruation is absent. It can help with diarrhea. It can help with dysmenorrhea, which is your cramping. Endometriosis, female infertility, fever, fibrocystic breast disease, headache, heart disease, hemorrhoids, liver disorders, menopause, menstruation difficulties, nausea, and PMS. And Vitex is probably the most commonly used herb for regulating hormones and relieving menstrual difficulties, and is actually considered to be probably the best herb for ailments such as fibroid cysts of the uterus and endometriosis. I wished I would have known about this way back when I was having those problems. I think it could have helped me immensely. So there was actually a study conducted in London, a double-blind study, and it showed a 60% group reduction or elimination of PMS symptoms such as anxiety, nervous tension, insomnia, or mood changes from subjects who were taking this in capsule form. It also has, both of these products also include the wild yam, and I already told you the benefits for the wild yam. They also both have dandelion, so many of you just think of that as a weed, but it's very beneficial. In fact, I have a friend that she doesn't get rid of her dandelion. She just grows them and makes them into tea. So dandelion actually contains all the natural salts for the blood. And again, it's really high in calcium, and it's said to purify and balance the blood. If people lose weight, a lot of times they'll become acidic, and dandelion can actually destroy those acids in the blood. It's also known as a liver cleanser. And some of the properties is it's a diuretic, and it helps with constipation. It's actually a general stimulant to the system, but especially to the urinary organs, and is chiefly used in kidney and liver disorders. But naturopathic physicians use dandelion to detoxify the liver and also to reduce the side effects of prescription medications. And if you've been tuning into the calls, you heard Carrie talk about some massive side effects that these prescription medications have. And so dandelion is one of the ingredients that helps reduce the side effects of these prescription medications. It's also used to treat infections, swelling, water retention, breast problems, gallbladder problems, pneumonia and viruses. And studies have shown that it actually stimulates bile flow and has a mild diuretic effect. Let's see. It also, again, contains high levels of vitamins A, C, D, and B complex, high levels of iron, magnesium, zinc, potassium, manganese, calcium, and boron. And here's some cautions with this one, though. Some health professionals recommend that you not use dandelion for longer than 6 weeks at a time. So I would probably just suggest using these products for 6 weeks and go off them for 2 weeks and try it that way. But just listen to your body, what your body tells you. Dandelion may also intensify the blood sugar lowering effect of diabetes drugs. So you need to use caution if you're on any diabetic drugs. And you probably should avoid them if your doctor has advised you that you've had a gallbladder problem or a blockage or inflammation of the bile duct. And another ingredient is eleuthero, which is Siberian ginseng. And the Siberian ginseng is different than both American ginseng and Panax ginseng, and they're not interchangeable. They don't do the exact same things. This plant is grown in Asia. Russian and Korean research shows that it's an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and good for the immune system. And it also helps with edema and stress, your endocrine system. It helps with endurance and your blood pressure, immunoprotective and immunostimulant, so it helps protect your immune system and helps stimulate it. And it also is platelet aggregation inhibiting, so it will help you to not form blood clots. So it helps boost your immune system. It helps with chronic fatigue. It helps with depression, fibromyalgia, your general health and mental resilience, stamina, and most of all, it helps to support the endocrine system. And then side effects have just been very, very minimal. They've only just had a very small number of users say that they had just mild transient diarrhea, and that's about it. for that one. Black cohosh, it contains a natural estrogen, and with ginger, which is also in both of these products, it helps regulate the menstrual flow and ease cramps and ease hot flashes and anxiety, irritability, and other PMS symptoms. It can also help with any of the other dramatic changes that you go through during menopause. There's a lot of tests that I won't go into there, but they're pretty interesting. But the caution on this one is do not take it in large doses. And, you know, some things you think, oh, this is good for me, so if a little is good, more is better. But some of these, it's not better to take more, so we just need to kind of limit it. And ginger is the next ingredient, and it helps remove toxins from the body, cleanse the kidneys and the bowels, and helps the circulation. And it also has some other great properties. Now, in the healthy woman, there's one more ingredient, and that's the evening primrose oil. And it also prevents clots. It helps fight plaque, and it's also an anti-inflammatory and antioxidant, several other things. It also helps with your acne and your headaches and the impotence, inflammation, obesity, and all these other PMS symptoms, the breast tenderness, the irritable bowel flare-ups, and just a lot of your other problems. Helps control the endometriosis. And the evening primrose oil has been called one of the most sensational preventative discoveries since vitamin C. And so it's just another great ingredient. And with that, I'll see if anybody has any questions. I was in a class just a couple weeks ago, a guy that actually is from Buell, I think. He's a doctor, he's an herbologist, and he said what you do is you look at the properties of the herb and what it does, and then you can see how it can help with all these different things. So like an herb that helps with a high blood pressure and low blood pressure, it just helps balance your blood pressure. And he says sometimes it doesn't make sense how it can do both, but you look at what it does, and what it does is it improves the elasticity of your vascular system, and so your vascular system is able to do what it needs to do to help balance your blood pressure. So the anti-inflammation properties of these products just help with so many things. Inflammation is a chronic problem with a lot of these different issues. So since I don't see any questions, we will just talk to you next Monday. Thanks, everybody.